What's up, guys? It's the function. All right, that was it.
Yeah, all right, let's get intro. Let's get into it.
I just want to say thank you to everyone for supporting us being drunk. I'm glad everyone enjoyed that.
Yeah. I enjoyed it until
we enjoyed it
the next morning.
Yeah,
that was brutal. I'm scared that people are gonna like it a lot, and we're gonna have to do it more.
Well,
that was a Tuesday.
That was pretty inconvenient for a Tuesday. I had work the next day and was so hungover, and then made the worst bracket ever, and then I will probably lose $20. I bet $20 just on my fucking bracket.
Oh, dude.
And of course, I made my bracket conflicting to my bets, so they're not in line at all.
Yeah, kind of like hedging.
No, but not. It wasn't in like a smart way of hedging.
Okay,
like if I would have been like, I'm gonna make my bracket hedge my other bets, I would have done a completely different strategy for my bracket.
It's like you have the over and one team losing and neither hits.
Yeah,
that'd be sad.
Yeah, no. One thing that the other thing I'm more concerned about is, even though it'd be fun, is that not only are our fans gonna want more of it, but like our friends are gonna see that, and our friends are gonna be like, why can't we get drunk on camera and do that?
I'm like, you can, we just won't post it because you're not funny.
Yeah. Well, your Lily was like, because Hunter mentioned a tequila episode, and Lily was like, would it be there for the tequila episode? I was like, Lily, I don't drink tequila. There probably won't be a tequila episode.
Dude, I want to do that so bad. But yeah, I don't know. We'll give you a little water in paper cups.
That would just be like, first off, that would be a horrible episode, I think, because
dude, it would be 45 minutes.
It would be so much shorter. That's what I'm saying.
45 minutes. It would be like
you try 5 tequilas and then you're hammered, and then you try 2 more and then you'd be on the floor, and then the episode would be over.
Tastes like tequila. Yep, this one tastes like tequila too. And then you throw up and die.
Yeah, that'd be the only time it'd be worth it, is if people threw up and died on camera, and then Coca-Cola sponsored it, and then Adpocalypse 2 happened. Brought to you by The Function. Wasn't that like how it started? It wasn't the fact that it was. There was an ISIS beheading video on YouTube. It was the fact that there was a Coca-Cola ad for it.
Yeah,
like on the video.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember what the actual ad was.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember the actual ad.
I remember it was just stuff like that. Whereas like they kept advertising on like they had a flagging system, like an internal flagging system, that didn't necessarily require reporting, like user reporting. And so the internal flagging system would just be like, if there wasn't any cussing in an ISIS beheading video, they'd be like, yeah, safe for children. So
Jesus. I didn't even think it was like that. I thought, well, I guess ISIS wouldn't be like, this is mature content or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think ISIS
they're
is
just
labeling,
like, we want as many people to see this as possible.
I don't think they're like, we don't want kids to see this. Yeah. No, probably like 18 to 24 is our demographic. Probably like women, who do a lot of shopping, stay-at-home moms, probably.
I don't remember who it was recently, but a comedian was just like, what happened to ISIS? Like, where's ISIS been? And then I think it was Trump killed all of them. He literally killed all of them.
They got super fucked up. Their big boy leader got fucking got. And then I don't think that stopped them. Like, I don't think that was like the death of ISIS. I think it was just like they had already... I think so. In the whole region, they're being obviously, like.
Well, one thing I also didn't know is I didn't know that. Like, I knew in South America that one of the reasons cocaine is still a thing is because it's like, hey, these are poor farmers, and they're getting the most money to like farm coca leaves. So that's why they do it. They don't want to, but it's just like, hey, we're really poor and we're starving. And it's not like they do it. They just sell the coca leaves to the cartels. Apparently, that's what happens in Afghanistan and in that area, because like poppy is like one of the only fucking things that can grow. So like the Taliban or like ISIS is like the largest like exporter of heroin.
I see. Have you seen what's going on in Mexico, like with the cartels?
No.
It's fucking crazy. No one knows about this. Not no one, but like none of our friends.
It's just so wild that like it doesn't... I think the news just doesn't give enough of a shit about it to like report it.
Mexico's in like the worst shape it's ever been with the cartel. It's like a fucking what is it called? Whenever you're
war zone?
Yes, no. But what is it whenever your country is owned by a military?
Oh, it's in
a military state.
Militant state. Well, they're in a narco state. Like that's literally like a nickname that has been thrown out, that they're literally run the entire country is run by the cartel.
It's fucking brutal. Like so I think it's Guadalajara, something like that.
Guadalajara is a very rough area. Yes.
Yeah, and in Guadalajara a few days ago, it's
Guadalajara, Juarez, and Sinaloa are like the 3 worst.
Okay, yeah.
And, heavily narco-run areas.
Yeah, Guadalajara. Within the last like few weeks, it's literally just police versus cartel, just like in the open during the day.
Yeah, no, they have. I've seen some wild shit, and like recently, it was something that like these police officers were following this car that they saw had like the plates were matched to like a crime or whatever. And they're like, okay, we'll check it out. Then they go, and it just happens that like El Chapo's son is like with them, and they're just like, fuck. Because they're like, they want to take them, but they know that if they take his son, it's just not going to be good.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you just see it's just like police standoff with like, they have like assault right. They are militaries.
Yeah.
Like that's the other wild thing. They have insane They have about everything short of like boats, like battleships.
Yeah.
Fucking fighter jets.
Yeah.
And then just like tanks. They might have a tank. I bet they have a tank.
Like 1 or 2.
But they don't have a fleet of tanks.
Yeah,
but
yeah. They don't have like an armor column. It's like they have a couple of tanks.
Have you heard about all the wild shit that's being like discussed, like involving Mexico and like the cartel there?
No.
That's just like, so I forget who, this was like over a year ago, but Joe Rogan has this guy that he's had on before. He's a security consultant now, but he literally was like, worked for the CIA for like narco-terrorism and like heavily involved in Mexico.
Gotcha.
So there are like multiple things that he said was wild. So the first one was the fact that Mexico apparently has one of the largest lithium deposits in the world.
I think I knew that.
And
I think I only know that because lithium is like crazy expensive.
yeah, and also with like the more popularity of electric cars and just battery technology, more batteries are needed. You need more lithium. I think. I'm pretty sure lithium's in batteries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lithium ion?
Yeah. Anyway, so there is literally like, there was a Canadian mining company that like secured the rights for like all of like that. And then a Chinese company immediately bought them. And also they're in the heart of like one of the biggest cartel controlled areas of Mexico. That's the other thing that makes it fun. So there's evidence, but not enough to stick it on them that, sorry, a little water break. So first off, fentanyl is very commonly made in China.
Okay.
And there's apparently the Chinese government is connected to the Mexican cartel, like in multiple ways. And like, that's not good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
But like one of them is the fact that they're trying to fully prove it, but there's like signs that are showing that like China is literally like paying the cartel to lace their shit with fentanyl to like cause so many overdoses in the US and just like mass murder people.
Jesus, that's crazy.
Probably part of that is involved with them securing the lithium.
Yeah.
And that is also why Trump was trying to be more hard on the cartel. 1, 2, whenever all those like Mormons got murdered in that like area in Mexico that they just like,
Yeah.
that they're just like their colony, that's the word I was looking for, the Mormon colony that's there, that we were literally going to invade them because it was so connected to the US that they're like, this is terrorism. And like, first off, that's the reason it hasn't, I don't know how it hasn't, but like the reason we haven't taken down the cartel is like we would if we deemed it terrorism, but we haven't. So we're just like, okay.
I feel like it's just super hard because it's like killing groundhog. I don't know. It's hard to stop them because someone else is just gonna, take their place. As long as there's money in it.
But but anyway, that also goes back to like how controlled they are by the cartels and the government. Is like there was a, no joke, like within like overnight deal made that we didn't invade, but like there was an invasion that was like marked to happen, and we were gonna do like airstrikes or some shit and like go in and just like take them all out. And there was a deal made, like it was one of those that was like, hey, this is happening in the morning, and then like a deal was probably made at like 2 a.m. something like last minute like that. So yeah, the other reason though that I wouldn't be surprised if we did it is for the lithium. That's like, I would not be surprised if we eventually go in just for lithium.
Yeah, no longer oil.
Yeah.
It's not as interesting. Lithium, though? That's really interesting. I did not know that. I feel like...
I'm interested in seeing also the follow-up on that, because this is like over a year ago. I'm seeing like what has changed since then. But what were we going to say?
I was going to say, I feel like Mexico should... Okay, well, actually, first I would want to know, what is the... how much do the cartels make in exports versus domestic revenue, you know? Like, if they're exporting like 90% of it, then I guess it wouldn't work. But if Mexico is like 90% of their revenue, then just legalize it, you know? And then make the...
Wait, what do you mean?
Legalize...
Like, if most of it came from Mexico?
So, no, if most of their revenue, most of the cartel's revenue is generated in Mexico. So if they're selling domestically...
Oh.
So like, you know, so...
Oh, you mean like if you were the Mexican government? Or just like...
No, so I mean like, if most of their revenue comes from the Mexican people buying from the cartel, you know? Versus exporting it to the U.S. or something like that.
I still think the U.S. is their biggest market.
Okay, it might be, but I'm saying if it was mostly Mexican people who were buying from the cartel, then
just legalize it.
Yeah, then just legalize it, and then
I think that's literally our biggest argument for legalizing, at the very least, weed.
Yeah,
that is
for
literally
sure.
the biggest argument
For
of doing
sure.
is like, cool, it's just going to go to the cartels if you don't do it.
Yeah, like it's gonna happen, and it's just gonna be way more of a shit show.
That was like, I think that's like the whole thing of like with Amsterdam is they have like the lowest like drug crime because they have like every drug legalized in their country.
Legalize it and then just regulate it. Regulate the shit out of it and tax it a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing. It's like there's always going to be a market, so you might as well let it exist.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be done.
Right. It's like alcohol exists and people get
it's
it
like
underage illegally, but you know, they're not amassing armies.
Yeah, well, it's
not like
Michael Francis made this comment. He literally had like this gas scam fraud where he like throughout the time, I think 500 million is how much he made for like the mob in New York for it. But they were literally just like, this was in the 80s. They were like, they haven't made this much money off one gig since Prohibition. Just to show you like the exact example of that is like Prohibition made them that much fucking money because they were just like, no more. But everyone was like, okay, we'll stop drinking. Wink. But
obvious wink.
Obvious wink. One thing I'm also interested on that I need to go check out, because apparently there's a Prime show about it. I can't remember, but I was hearing something recently about this. Apparently, most of the drugs are moved through Europe just because, and just like sent to Europe just because they're kind of just like, fuck this. We don't want to deal with the U.S. who is so hard on it when Europe kind of just doesn't give a shit. So like, apparently Europe is being like flooded with drugs right now just because it's something about, Freddie Gibbs, I think also mentioned this because when he was on Joe Rogan, because it was something like you get caught with, it's something like crazy that you can get caught with like trying to sell an ounce or something like that of like coke in like Europe and you'll be out soon, but like they'll try and give you like 30 years if you get caught with something like that in the US.
Damn.
So they like fucking, it's just moving all to Europe.
That's crazy. It's also crazy to me that Spain has like some of the largest cartel activity as well, which is like, first of all,
makes sense.
Why?
Because all the other ones speak Spanish, so they can. That's literally what all they did. Half of Pablo Escobar's like cartel crew fled to Spain and just operated there.
Okay.
Just because they didn't have to learn another language. First off,
that's what I was wondering. Like, what is it with the Spanish language? Is it easier to like?
No, it's just they were already speaking Spanish and they didn't want to go out to deal with trying to stick out more.
I was thinking, I'm like, maybe it's because, you know. I don't know. I have no theories.
Also, I could be wrong, but I think Spain is like at the top of the list for like the most party country in Europe, at least in Western Europe. I think Germany is probably second.
I would put money that people who party is a lesser is a lesser market for the cartels. I think probably like,
I'm saying they might want to party. That's why they would go there.
Oh,
because they have all this money.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. It's fun.
And they're not doing it. Literally, when you're at the top of the cartel, all you do is just like tell people, like you send the word down the line, or you murder people to make an example. You don't do much of anything.
Yeah, just murder and like. talking.
You're just like, hey, do this. And then if nobody does it, you just like shoot him in the face in front of 80 people. And then it's like, don't listen to me or I'll shoot you in the face in front of 90 people.
And that's worse.
Yeah.
I
mean, I could have come up with some more creative stuff. With
Yeah,
that.
no,
Like,
but that was... I definitely got the point across.
I still think my favorite is from Tenet. The arms dealer in that movie, Sater, was literally just like, he's like, I'm going to cut your balls off and then vertically slit your throat because nothing makes me laugh harder than a man choking on his own balls. And he literally just shoves your nutsack into your throat after you've slit it vertically. And yeah, and that's how he kills you in that movie.
That's brutal.
Russians.
Yeah, okay.
Switching it up, I guess one thing, since we already mentioned it, to like touch on the final thing, but March Madness. So we bet on almost every underdog in the first round, and
We crushed it, baby.
we crushed it. We each took home $6.25. Except for me, I came home with $4.25 because I made extra bets. But
$6 whole, baby. So if y'all need anything, hit me up.
Not me. I actually bet on all the underdogs yesterday, and I got slaughtered. So I have to pay Connor money.
buy some Cane's fries or
to
something like that.
Ross Vegas. But one thing, I just want to leave it off on this quote that Big Cat said about betting. I'd rather lose with the boys than win alone.
Were you even with the boys when you lost?
No. So that was yesterday
that's
was
pain.
double bad.
It's a huge pain.
But I think I made it worse.
What do you mean?
Every game that I was paying attention to, I lost.
Dude,
So.
I'm actually kind of sad about LSU. Like, I didn't think I was going to be. I'm
We
like, I
need
don't
shooters,
care.
or we need big motherfuckers.
Yeah. We need one 8-foot, 400-pound dude.
Yeah, that's way too big, but yes, exactly that. We actually could we by any chance just put no, because we need him to stand up. I was gonna say, can we put Mike the Tiger in a basketball jersey and just put him on the court?
Wait, no. Wait, we just bring Shaq back and we're like, this is Sharif. He grew up a lot over the summer.
Yeah, he's graying and looks 50 and is the most famous college basketball player on earth.
Be like,
but
no, this is Sharif. He's he looks just like his dad now. He looks just like him.
they literally bait him, and like the way they catch him is they like bring him back. They have Sharif O'Neal on Hot Ones, and he does the, and then like everyone just like catches him with like that on just whatever.
Pranked. Yeah, that's what we need. I think. I
So-
think Shaquille O'Neal now would still be insane on our team because he's just giant. He's
Yeah.
just way bigger than everyone else. Like he's probably a little
He's
bit
slow. That's the
yes,
thing. He's slow as shit.
very slow and like probably pretty unathletic.
No
at
hate,
this
Shaq.
point.
It's just like, aren't you like almost 50? He's probably
Yeah.
not almost 50. He's probably like 40, early 40s, but still.
Yeah, he's gigantic. Probably less
He's also
athletic than he used to be.
DJing, so he's got that DJ.
But still, he is an absolute giant. He
Yeah,
just
no, you're
stand
right.
around.
You're right.
That's really all we need. A man to just stand around.
Yeah. Yeah, goaltend. That was the once I grew, like that was like one thing I was like, I can just be like an average average for who I was playing with, size center, and just stay by the goal and just rebound and just and that's what I was good at. I was like, I don't need to make shots from forever away. I just need to be there, get the ball. In PE, I used to be the best rebounder, but I took no shots. I literally would get it and then just pass back out and then just get it and just keep doing it. And then that's how we win.
Hey, shoot a three.
I figured you want to go with this. Jack's Fun Gaming News.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, I did see that.
But
I
it was
read
so Ghost of Tsushima has the high. I don't know why I can never say this word.
Tsushima?
Tsushima. There. It's the highest player completion rate for an open world game in a long time. I don't know about ever because I don't know what the history in that. But apparently 50% of players have fully completed the game. And basically it's setting the new stage of the popularity of open world story games.
Yeah, my thoughts on that was basically like, I feel like I thought everyone said it was too short, but maybe that's what made it good. That's what made it so satisfying because, if 50% of people can finish it. Jack's played it like a bunch of times. I don't know what he said.
I think 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I was going to say like 12 times, and I'm pretty sure he didn't say 12, but 2 or 3. It's still a lot.
Well, the game is also kind of made to where it's so perfect to like play it twice because you have 2 different type. Like I forget, it's essentially you can either be like a samurai or a ninja. So like you can essentially like play the whole game as a samurai and then just go back and play it as a ninja.
Yeah.
To where like combat, you're going to be taking combat at a different approach.
Okay.
One, you're going to be stealthing it more like a ninja and stealth attacking. The other is a samurai. You're just going to be a badass and just walking up with your hand on your sword and just flick the blood off and then resheath it.
Well, I feel like it's just because it was so short that it did so well, and I think that's probably going to become more popular because most of the time, whenever you have an open world game, it's more about quantity over quality, you know, which is fine, especially for people like me because I like a lot of shit to do, like Skyrim. The world is gigantic. There's fucking 5 billion quests, and playtime to complete the entire thing is like over 1,000 hours. I don't know exactly that, but I probably put over 1,000 hours into it, and I still didn't finish it because I'm slow. But I feel like if you have a game that's probably like 25 to 50 hours to complete, and it has a good amount of content, and then some side stuff, I feel like that we'll see more of that based on that.
I want to see literally the exact same format, but a Western.
That'd be good. That's the other thing. I mean, like Red Dead 2, people just said it was boring. They're just like, there's just not enough.
No, that was that was not the story. Everyone who played the story and it was amazing, but that's like the thing with like of Red Dead versus GTA that you can't compete on is they can only give you so much shit to do on the multiplayer and like your own character. Cause it's like in GTA, you can buy planes, boats, fucking supercars, all the way up to like Bugattis, and you can buy like $1 million cars. There's only so expensive they can make a horse.
Yeah.
Or like, I know they have like zebras and I think like lions and stuff like that. So like that gets more expensive, but like you can only do that so much.
Yeah, right.
And it's not like, I mean, it's only because of the time period.
Yeah,
they can only do that. And also I think they just couldn't I think the Red Dead crowd is there more for the story than the multiplayer.
Yeah. I'm talking out of my ass about Red Dead. I just know this from Connor, who he finished the game, but it took him a long time. It was just kind of like he was just kind of slow at doing it.
No, I know everyone like Miguel finished it super quick. Drew finished it super quick. Everyone, I think it's just the nature of the game is that people love the story for Red Dead.
Yeah.
No, people don't really rave about GTA's story. Not saying they don't play it, but like people play it for multiplayer.
Yeah.
People play it to go to strip clubs and be stupid and go try and see how long you can last with 5 stars on you.
Yeah. Throw a plane into a mountain and then be like, that was cool.
Yeah. Just do that. So I think that's with that. I also thought, first off, I think a Western would be cool for the fact that they literally had like the black and white mode where that was like only in Japanese to make it like old samurai movies.
Oh, that's sick.
So the fact that they like consider that cinematic element, also their graphics are fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
So like I would like to see a Western for that. I think that would be cool.
It's hard for me to speak on this because I haven't played either of them.
Yeah, I haven't played.
However, from the vibe I get, it seems like Ghost of Tsushima is a lot more dense.
We should probably also just like up our gaming knowledge on something and then have Jack back on and just talk about games for another hour because I think that'd be fun.
We have another gamer episode. Yeah, because right now it's just we're just like talking.
Valorant and is it Brawl Stars? Are you still playing Brawl Stars?
Dude. Actually, I stopped for a while, but now I'm back.
No, I'm saying didn't they add a new game mode and that's why y'all been playing again lately?
Yeah. So I mean, you have to be at a certain level to do it, and I'm not at that level, so I'm grinding up.
So you're grinding to get there.
So
you're gonna grind to get there by the time they get over it.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably true, but I'm not very far off. I just haven't really been playing very much.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I could probably do it in like a day, but.
So this one's. I didn't research this one that much, but and also I put this down like 2 weeks ago, but so All Gas No Brakes is no longer.
Oh, really?
The dude signed a contract with the production company or like a studio, and that's how he got the RV, and like that's when he was like going across, and basically he was like, I didn't read my contract at all. Like this is basically my shouts out to anyone doing anything that isn't smart or just doesn't care. Either read your fucking contracts and everything you do, or hire a damn lawyer. Like
what did that mean? What?
He literally goes, I didn't read my contract, signed it, and now he's getting no money from it because they're trying to screw him. And he's just like, yeah, I'm not doing it anymore because I'm not getting paid either enough for it or just not. He said he's got something coming soon, so I'm interested in that.
All brakes, no gas.
Well,
partners with
it also
Barstool.
sucks because this dude has nothing that's like lasting. Like, I think because it was so vulgar, YouTube has taken down almost everything from Quarter Confessions.
Oh.
So like you can't find Quarter Confessions like on YouTube or like
Damn.
any of it. So he doesn't have that.
Dude,
He's not getting anything from All Gas No Breaks. But also, it's like, dude, come on.
I feel like you could partner up with Barstool so easy.
I think they just have their own. I mean, he probably could. So I think he has a different. Actually, they do it to go reach a new audience.
Yeah, I just think
Which is literally
like
what the BFS podcast is for.
What is the BFS podcast?
It's Josh Richards.
Oh, right,
who's in
right.
the
Yeah,
Sway
I
House.
remember.
Literally, I didn't know that's the whole reason they started it. Is Dave was like, there's this whole TikTok crowd that has no idea who Barstool Sports is.
Okay, yeah.
And Josh Richards wanted to get out an audience outside of TikTok, so they were just like, hey, let's just do a fucking podcast.
Nice. That's sick. Well, that was
And it works. It's working.
Yeah.
I care about Josh Richards now. But
Well, yeah, I think I feel like that's the perfect thing for Barstool. Just I think it's only because we talk about Barstool so much. I'm sure there's other people.
I'm going to talk about it today. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, I just saw Portnoy on here, but no, it's like they love like shit like that. I feel like just content that's cool and different.
Yeah.
And especially now that they're huge.
Well,
and,
I like his thing
really
that I
expanding.
mean, he literally was just like, I go to the forgotten people of America. It's like everyone's all about who's got the biggest ass, the most money, partying it up in LA or whatever, and he's just like, who is this homeless dude in fucking Iowa? Like that's where he go. Like he'll just do, or he'll just go to like wild shit, and it's really the fact that he's just like ballsy, and he'll go like seeing him. I don't know if you saw the one for like the Michigan riots or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit was wild. And he was just like going around. And I was like, you were putting yourself quite in danger to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, read your contracts, and I can't wait to see what this dude has coming soon.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
about it.
Cool guy. I was scrolling through Twitter.
Oh yes,
It's Twitter time.
I almost don't even want to go on Twitter anymore because what I look at is funny, but doesn't compare to what you.
No. So I have decided that I have either a mental just like
Disability.
or like like thing that I just can't get over. It's not possible. Some people like to drink, some people like drugs. My vice is getting angry on Twitter. And so I'm scrolling through Twitter.
Is it that you just can't let?
I can't stop. I love it. I love the anger that I get.
Oh, you love getting outraged?
Yeah. Oh man, so much. I don't know what it is. I've accepted it that I enjoy it.
Interesting.
So I'm scrolling through Twitter as I do, and so first of all, I saw someone. Oh, the Game Grumps. You know the Game Grumps?
No.
Really? The YouTube trio or whatever?
No.
Okay. Well, you know JonTron?
Yes.
So JonTron used to be on the Game Grumps, I think, something like that. I don't know, whatever it is. So he left, and then became funnier.
That helps.
Yeah.
That helps when you leave something that's working. Is
Yeah.
that you get funnier.
So Game Grumps is like super popular, has been popular for a long time. But I think they've been kind of falling off recently. So one of the guys got, I don't know, had some kind of allegations.
Is JonTron still hot, by the way?
Huh?
Is he still hot? Not like in looks, but like, is he still popping on YouTube?
I don't know. I feel like he has this weird, like really.
I know he's got a cult fan base.
Yes,
and probably
really
will be
cult fan
fine.
base.
But I remember he used to be in so many memes.
Yeah.
And then I just remember hearing about him a lot more. Garrett's like really the only one that I would
Yeah.
know who watched him and.
I don't know what he's doing.
But I didn't know
these
if he was
days.
still popping or not.
I'm sure. I feel like he probably has a cult fan base that's just following him no matter what he does. Anyway, so whatever. Some guy got some allegation against him. Whatever. So I'm scrolling through Twitter, and it wasn't like a horrible thing. It was just kind of like it was like one of those maybe things. Anyway, so that's not the point. The point is, I was scrolling through all the people that were like complaining about it. And I don't know if you know about this side of Twitter, but there is an entire like ecosystem on Twitter, which is wholesome Twitter, basically. And it's like,
We Rate Dogs is probably the only thing that's in there.
it's not like that.
Okay.
It's not wholesome like that. It's like
Okay.
Twitter wholesome. I mean, sorry,
Okay.
Tumblr wholesome. You know? It's like
That sounds like an oxymoron.
it's like Tumblr girl moved to Twitter, and now it's bigger. So basically, you always know who it is because they have something in their bio that's a car. It's CARRD, and it's this like really easy to make custom like website thing that kind of tells you stuff about them. And so you always know it's them because they will. It's just there is no second chances. If you fuck up a little bit, you're done. They're like, I am done with this person. I'm fucking over it. And you also know that they're part of it if they're between like the ages of 15 and like 22. And so the thing about their card is, this is the craziest shit to me, because they're fucking like so concerned with people's feelings and like the fact that, oh my God, you might have hurt this person or whatever. I go on one of their cards and they have everyone has a section. It's called DNIs. I'm like, what the fuck is a DNI? It's a do not interact. And it basically means do not interact with me if you like these things. I saw one of them that was DNI if you like, I don't know, some random, I was like PewDiePie. Or no, not PewDiePie, just someone like random. And they were like, you can like them, I don't care, just don't interact with me if you do. And I'm like, what the fuck is this whole it's really hard to describe now that I'm trying to describe it. But it is just mind-boggling how many people are like so obsessed with the fact of like not offending people's feelings, and then also just being like really shitty to everyone. I don't know. It's very difficult to...
The fact that I mean, first off, it makes conversation easier, but these people seem like they don't interact with people enough to like I get it for efficiency's sake. Like I like to do shit like that. Like sometimes I was like, whenever stuff happens to me, I would almost rather, because like, I don't know if you have this, but like sometimes I'll do something over the weekend and then I'll come back and then people will be like, oh, how was it? And then my mom will ask and then my dad will ask and I don't want to repeat it. So it's kind of just like another thing is that really bothers me is whenever you go to some event where you see a bunch of people that haven't seen you in a while and you have to like tell them about stuff that happened so long ago, but it's like important enough that you're going to tell them about it, and you're going to be nice and fake because you haven't seen them in forever. Part of me just wants to be like, just do a video and just put it on Facebook specifically so all the old people will see it, and then also I could also put it everywhere else.
It's your version of a card?
Yeah, that'd be my version. It'd just be like, yeah, I graduated and now I'm looking for this or whatever. And it's like, ta-da, and then just post that. And it's like, now don't ask me about it. Don't ask me about it. I don't want to repeat it.
No.
So I get the point of that, but it's also like, I don't think these people are going to interact with people enough to where they need to like filter who they talk to.
No. The DNIs is like so it always starts with, like the usual suspects. It's like if you're racist or like homophobic or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Have you run into that are like looking for all three of those things?
It's the opposite of DNI, like LF. No, it's usually that, and then it's just like really specific shit, huh?
LF,
oh yeah,
let's fuck.
No, but it'll be like, oh man, it's so hard.
If you don't like PewDiePie, if you use your mouse with your left hand and you only wear Reebok shoes.
Yeah, it's like this weird. They're so concerned with everyone's feelings where it's like, every fucking comment, every fucking tweet has something.
Hold up. How does this sound like wholesome Twitter? I would hate these people.
I hate them.
Okay. They don't sound wholesome. They sound horrible.
Because their goal is to like not hurt people's feelings, basically. They're all very young. They're young children. Okay. And I'm sorry that I hate young children, but man, they're really pissing me off.
I mean, I guess it's funny because they're young children. Like, I'm assuming they're like 8.
No. Like between like 15 14? And like 22. Okay. You know? So not all of them are young children.
Oh, well, you just turned 22. Yeah, I'm not even 22, so I'm still in this range.
Not everyone is a young child. I'm saying like that's the limit of the range.
So these are the funny police is what you're sounding like.
Kind of.
Okay. I don't like them a lot more. I don't like people who are the funny police.
Yeah.
And the joke police.
So the thing that's interesting is they've developed some interesting like concepts where after a tweet that I forgot what it's fucking called. It's called a something whatever. So basically what you do is whenever you do your tweet, you do / a word. So if your tweet is supposed to be sarcastic, you do / SAR, like it's supposed to be sarcastic. So it basically lets people who may not pick up that it's sarcasm know it's sarcasm. I'm like, first of all, that's the point of a joke. That is literally the point of a joke. But I'm like, but okay, I'll let you slide with this one. They've also made up a word called hyperfixation, which maybe I shouldn't get into this. It is so much shit. Maybe I'll tell you about it later.
Interesting. You should. Hyperfixation. I've heard of that. Don't know what it is. So
we getting into it? In their world, I'll just give you a quick brief overview because it's really.
Holy shit! We are 35 minutes in, and I still have so much to cover.
Oh man, it just shot. Basically, it's whenever you like something so much that it's affecting your ability to like eat and sleep, and you can't not be like it. So imagine I'm a fan. This was what it was about. It's about Jay Schlatt on YouTube.
People do have a hyperfixation about it. I'm pretty impressed by his cult following. He's funny, but
they were like, yeah, look, I don't know. He said some like racist shit or something. I don't know. I don't think he actually did that. I don't know what it was.
he was super pro Trump, so I'm not surprised.
Okay,
He
well
was
then-
like hella MAGA. It was really funny.
Okay, so
But,
people,
like how big he was on the internet and the fact that
Okay.
he was like that.
yeah, so people were like, basically like, yeah, you can't, if you are following me, stop following me if you support Jay Schlatt. And someone's like, I have a hyperfixation with him. There's nothing I can do. And they're like, that's okay. And I'm like, what the fuck?
So what you're saying is you could just say you have a hyperfixation
Yes.
with him and then just get away with it.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
I have a hyperfixation with murdering people. Oh, you're good.
I don't know.
That's not weird.
Anyway,
Oh,
maybe I'm just old. Maybe I'm just old and stupid and, and a bad person. I don't know.
it's okay though if you have a hyperfixation. You can,
Yeah, I have a hyperfixation with being old and stupid and mean.
Oh, jeez. Let's see.
We can move on from this.
Uh,
It just really made me angry.
So something I know you have Colin has a hyperfixation with this person, but
Oh,
David
yes,
Dobrik,
I do.
Colin's favorite person. I'm gonna let you lead this one off.
I just
know
want
you-
to. I just want to say I told you so, not to you, but to like.
Yeah,
I don't know who was denying, like who was pushing back on me, but
I liked his videos. I thought he was a cool guy.
yeah.
I'm
not even really telling you, 'cause you always agreed with
it's
me.
the same. It's the same thing. It's one of those that it's when you see somebody, and I knew this, but I didn't think of it and like verbally say it and like put it out in the real world. It's just the thought that I had. I was like, okay, but I didn't make it real. But it wasn't until I watched the Tiger Woods doc that I was just like, okay, somebody who is this clean and this perfect for this long is either on the verge of slipping up or just like not like they did anything in the past before that was bad, but maybe they're about to go like Miley Cyrus and
Yeah.
just like fucking go off the rails, or they're actually really into some really kinky shit or some like weird shit and it hasn't come out yet, but it's going to. It has to.
Yeah.
Because people hate whenever somebody is that perfect.
Yeah.
Because they're
Oh, yeah.
jealous. Because
It
they're
pissed
jealous.
me off.
But yeah, I mean, I was like, this is bound to happen. I was like,
Yeah.
it's not only it'd be different if people knew that David Dobrik was fucking bitches left and right, but like you have people like Karenna and all these other and Madison Beer and all these other hot people that are famous that are just like, I would love to fuck David Dobrik, but he won't. He
Yeah.
won't fuck me. So it's just like, okay, if this dude was slaying puss left and right, I'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that he does all this, is super wholesome, and then still just like isn't.
Yeah,
There's
the most
nothing
wholesome
negative.
guy
I was
ever.
like, I don't believe that.
No.
So
No way. I've
David
been saying
Dobrik
fuck David
shot. No, I'm
Dobrik.
just kidding.
Yeah. So anyway, David Dobrik shot the president.
I don't want to steal Tim Dillon's bid. Go look at Tim Dillon's new episode. I told you this last night.
Oh, yeah.
Where when David Dobrik was starting to get canceled, and he was just
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, David Dobrik murdered 8 Asian people in Atlanta," and just immediately mix that up.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I've always had a fishy feeling. I had no reason to. I've never watched any of his content at all. Like I've never.
Question:
Even
Did you
seen
see?
a
Did they
vlog.
claim who were the friends of his that wanted to hook up?
I have no idea.
Okay.
My information. I'll just give you a little preface
from
here.
Lily.
No, it's from Keemstar.
Oh no!
Yeah. What-
You
actually,
shouldn't have said that.
and-
You just discredited this whole thing.
And yes, also from Lily because
Who
she
got it from Keemstar? No.
Yes, we were
Wait,
both
did she
watching.
actually?
We were both
okay.
watching Keemstar on Snapchat, like on
Oh
the
my god!
Snapchat
Oh
story.
my!
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is just getting worse.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
about to get so deep.
So anyway, basically, what happened? So the story that everyone heard, I guess, or like the story that came out, was basically that. So David Dobrik and friends were at the house with some girls. His friends were trying to smash. All the girls were like, no. And then they went. The next scene is they're basically at the liquor store, buying drinks or whatever. They go back, and one of the girls claims she got raped. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word. I think YouTube doesn't like it.
Allowed to non-consensual sex. We'll say
Yeah.
that.
So basically that was the whole thing. And so it wasn't David Dobrik that it was accused upon. It was one of his friends, I think. I don't know who it was.
There's somebody that I have an idea of, and also I saw something today that this other person was getting canceled or whatever. So I think it might have been Jeff. It might be Jeff.
Oh yeah. So I also heard it was okay. So the problem with Jeff was Keemstar.
Okay, was that something different?
Fucking Keemstar talking about this.
Yeah,
the
it's really
first
bad
time
that
I've
we're
consumed
relaying
Keemstar content. Yeah. He was actually doing a pretty good job because he talked to the reporter who released the story first.
We're not condoning Keemstar though.
Not condoning
still
Keemstar.
a piece
Yeah,
of shit.
fuck that guy. But whatever. He gave me information. So basically, Jeff was trying to defend himself. He's like, I am extricating myself. He's like, I'm out of the situation. He's like, this was, first of all, they think that he was the one who bought the liquor, which, first of all, I'm a little bit confused because I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe it was the way it was laid out, but he's like, I did not buy that. You can go check my receipts, And so he was really just pissed at the reporter because the reporter made it sound like
It was Jeff.
yeah, made it sound like Jeff was just like the problem. And Jeff was like, he's like, I am not even a part of this situation. So yeah, I don't think it was, or I don't know. I assume it wasn't. I haven't heard much else, but yeah. So anyway, fuck David Dobrik. He got dropped by all his sponsors.
All of them?
A bunch of them. Dollar Shave Club.
I know Dollar Shave Club. But... what
a
about
bunch of others?
Was it what about SeatGeek? Did SeatGeek drop him?
know.
Did Honey drop him?
I saw an ad on something that said list of brands that have dropped David Dobrik, but I didn't click on it.
I'll have to go check it out. But
anyway, he got super fucked, which I don't know. It was that, but that directly followed the whole like, yeah, we made this dude make out with this other dude, and it was funny because he really didn't like it.
That was just stupid humor. I don't even think they got mad because of that. I think they got mad because of the comment that they were like, in his culture, they hate gay people or whatever.
Right.
Like that was the whole thing.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of fucked up if you knew that beforehand.
Yeah, no, that's like a few steps below like surprising a Jewish person and giving them a tattoo.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah. Pretty fucked up. Anyway, that guy sucks, and I hate him, and I can say that, like freely now, and everyone goes, yes, they have to agree with me. And if you don't, fuck you, you're a bad person.
I'm about separating the art from the artist.
Not me.
I'm kidding.
Not me.
So did you see the sad thing about Tony Hawk?
No.
Did you see this?
Tony Hawk's sad. That's all I see.
It was so sad.
What happened?
He did like this trick, and then he completed the trick, and then just like broke down crying because like this might be like the last time that he does it because he's just too old to fucking skateboard because he's like 50, and that was just like damn.
sad.
First of all, damn that he's that old and he's just been that. I mean, I guess he's like he made skateboard popular.
Yeah,
like skateboarding was not popular before him. And
were we watching that documentary together?
No, I have not seen a documentary on him. I would be interested. I mean, he's always somebody that like I've known of my whole life and just been like, oh, he's cool, and then just haven't looked into it.
I watched
I don't know shit about him.
I watched like a skateboarding. I don't know if it was a full documentary or like an episode or something, but basically it was like skateboarding was nothing, and then his whole crew started coming up, and then like he was just the kind of the top of the crew.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was like him and a bunch of other guys.
Well, he's still the most famous.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Also, first off, he has to have a fuck ton of money because he owns a skating company, like a skateboard company. So like he probably owns all that, and everyone's just gonna buy that.
Birdhouse or whatever it is.
Yeah. Other thing, I bet he's friends with Lil Wayne. He has to be. He has to be. Lil Wayne is huge into skating.
Oh, true.
And like fucking, I don't remember what it was, but it was like 2014. Wayne was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get into skating, and then just got super into skateboarding.
Yeah. Dude, I love all his existential crisis tweets. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
So like apparently everywhere he goes, people vaguely recognize him, but they'll say things like,
"Oh yeah, I saw
you look like Tony Hawk," and he's like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw one where it was like, if I saw Tony Hawk in public, I would simply recognize him. That was the last one I saw relating to that.
Yeah, he's like, he's like going through TSA, and they're like, "Tony Hawk," and he's like, "Yep," and he's like, just like the skateboarder." He's like, "Just like him."
I would almost prefer that.
Yeah,
I think that's just funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Oh, you're not getting like bombarded all the time. Some people are just like, I'm not sure if that's you or not. But anyway, that was sad.
Yeah,
I saw that. But
tell me about the Snyder Cut.
Do you want me to rip this one?
No.
Okay.
Just kidding,
So,
sure.
Snyder Cut. First off, I saw a meme last night. I just want to start it off with this, where it was like, after the success of the Snyder Cut, the Russo brothers talked about releasing a 6-hour version of like Infinity War and Endgame or whatever, or like of Endgame, an uncut version or director's cut. And then it was just like the Shaggy meme of like, how dare you challenge me or whatever. And it was just like Zack Snyder coming back and threatening a 14-hour version of Justice League. So
It's just got all the moments where the actors like setting out. They're like, "We ready?" We ready?
First off, it was literally, so it was better than, I just want to say it was better than the original Justice League that came out in theaters, but it still wasn't good. First off, it's the same thing that it's kind of like the best example I can give is The Irishman, because it's the most recent one. One of the things that makes The Irishman so bad is the fact that it's 4 hours, and you don't want to commit that much time to. I mean, it's like 3 hours 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But still, it's like you don't want to commit that much time to a fucking movie unless it's going to keep you on your seats the entire time. Like hell, if they wanted to merge Infinity War and Endgame and make that one movie, that'd probably be the only successful thing, and it would have to just be like just merging them together. Don't even try. This was, so I think what the original plan was is they had the whole franchise planned out, and then it was supposed to originally be two movies, and it was Justice League Part 1 and 2. But then they cut it down to one movie, and then it was horrible, and the franchise got derailed, and they just said, fuck it. Which is why the original one sucked, because it was like, so at the time, the only movies that were out were, I think Wonder Woman was either out recently before, or it was about to come out and she had been teased in all the other movies. 1. 2, only thing before that was Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman. So you have to introduce Cyborg, Flash, fucking Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, which by the way wasn't even in. They showed him in the trailer, wasn't even in the original Justice League.
Wow.
Second off, just before I forget on that I thought was hilarious, so funny was, spoiler alert by the way, if you want to watch the Snyder Cut, literally you're 2 hours into the movie and then there's just a scene where a black dude walks up the stairs and then just turns into Martian Manhunter, and then it cuts to a completely different scene, and then you do not see Martian Manhunter until the last scene of the movie. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Leading with that, going back, you had to, the reason the first movie sucked is most of the movie was just team building. It was Batman trying to build the team, and that was the whole thing.
You know, the crew assembly.
Yeah,
the best
which
part.
is fine, but when you have a 2.5 hour movie and the crew assembly is probably an hour and a half of it, that's a lot.
Yeah.
You need to make that 2 movies, or just do it better.
Yeah.
Because it was so slow. Like, he literally goes to, have you seen the original? He literally goes to Iceland. He spent like 20 minutes is in Iceland dealing with that. He's probably spending another minute trying to get Wonder Woman to come. There's they have another 20 minutes of the Amazons alerting Diana to then go join because she doesn't do it originally.
You know, it was the perfect crew assembly.
What?
Deadpool 2.
Yes,
that was
literally
the
just
crew assembly.
They were just
the interview process and all that.
Cool.
That was
all right.
Really funny. Everyone. Oh man, that was such a good movie.
The cuts were horrible. They would just throw scenes in there and they just wouldn't transition at all. So it was just this doesn't add up. What is happening? And it was literally, they had about every single moment of the original movie in there, and that they, and then they just added shit. Another thing, here's also why it was bad. So you have this whole time of crew assembly, and they're still and then they fight the battle. It's the same thing that always works is they're we got beat by the villain, but we're gonna beat him. It's always you lose the smaller battle, and then there's a huge battle at the end that you win. That's the stereotypical formula.
Yeah.
Well, they lose the battle, and then then they're well, Superman's dead. Maybe we should try and change that because it would be nice. He dies at the end of Batman vs. Superman, in case you didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
So then they were just let's go get Superman. Why didn't we think of this? Why did we think of this to begin with?
He's dead.
Well, they were gonna try and revive him and like bring him back to life. But anyway, the fact that they didn't have the fact that they just like knew that they could do that, and that wasn't their first option. It's just like, just do it. Why would you?
Shouldn't have gone through the trouble of finding anyone else. Should have just gone and get Superman and be like,
okay,
take care of
in
this.
Marvel, Captain Marvel is OP. That's known. They don't treat her like that. Everyone fucking knows Superman is OP, and they don't even try. Like, it's just, it's actually, like, I actually think that's why Superman is so good, is people just know he's that fucking broken.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot how broken he was until I rewatched this. I was like, oh yeah, he could do all of this.
Yeah.
So then they do that. They bring him back, and then he turns on them because he doesn't remember who any of them are. So then they have to get Lois Lane to fucking do that, and then they go, and then he has a heartfelt moment with Lois where he, first off, the other thing that's funny, he comes back, they CGI'd something to his face. His face looked weird. His eyes were further apart. It was really weird. He was very oily too.
First of all, is it Henry Cavill?
Yes.
Also, what was I going to say? Oh, is it that's not in the original movie?
This is all in the original.
Oh, okay.
So not only is it an hour, like this is why the original was bad, is you had an hour and a half of the movie assembling the team, and then you have another 30 to 40 minutes just trying to get Superman on your team. And then finally, when you do, the final battle in that movie is like 20 minutes.
Crew assembly, baby.
So it was like horrible. It was just like there was no action in it at all. Let's see, other bad things. Batman was not bad, kind of cringy. They overused the fuck out of slow-mo in that movie.
Did they?
Oh my God.
It's like 300 where like 50% of the movie is slow-mo.
Probably. The Flash is the only one that like makes sense of that.
Yeah.
Also, there was a weird moment where just like he saves a girl from like getting in a car accident, and he's just like watching her as she's like flying out of a car, but it's in like slow motion, and he's just like looking, and I think he goes and like makes a hot dog and then like puts it in his pocket and then saves her, and I was like, that was dumb.
It's kind of funny though.
Let's see what else to rip this movie apart.
You know what would be good?
Oh, other thing that adds to the length is the fact that while you have the crew assembly, the bad guy is assembling all the things he needs to get to do his bad guy mission.
Yeah.
So he has to go. There's like all these long scenes of him, like while Batman is assembling the Justice League, the bad guy who works for Darkseid is like has to fight the Amazons, has to fight in Atlantis, has to fight fucking it's just like this all happens. Here's the thing that finally pisses me off. So the final battle they made up, the action was pretty fucking sick in it. Like it was super awesome. That in itself was probably the best part of the movie, is they essentially drew out a little bit the original battle scene, and it was sick. What makes me mad is it cuts to the epilogue, and you just see it's post-apocalyptic. Like it's just like it looks like Mad Max, and then it's just I think it's Gotham. It's either Gotham or Metropolis, whatever. And then you just see Batman get up. He's got like a brown like trench coat, and he's holding like an assault rifle. And then you just see everyone's got like their post-apocalyptic gear. But then you see fucking Deathstroke is with them. Is it Mira or whatever is the like the Queen of Atlantis or whatever?
I don't know.
Whatever. She's there, and it's funny because she has to drag around a tank of like something because she's Atlantean and can't breathe. And and then that's when you see the Joker that they tease in the trailer. The Joker literally references Jason Todd and how he murdered him.
I don't know who Jason Todd is.
Jason Todd was the second Robin, who the Joker murdered. The Joker literally beat him to death with a crowbar and blew up the building.
Right.
He like made reference to that, and then also made reference, like they talked about like how he killed Lois Lane, and then like there's like all this talk, and then next thing you see is like Superman shows up and is like about to fight them, and it's like the fact that they let Lois Lane die and Superman turns on everyone fucking, and it's just like a giant whole, what looks like a whole other movie. And they just let that, and then Bruce wakes up and then goes to see Martian Manhunter, and then the movie fucking ends. And it was just like how he referenced earlier that Barry Allen mentioned that Lois Lane is the key to Superman or whatever. And it basically referenced that they could have done another 2 movies off of the same plot line, and they just fucking didn't. And
Here's what they should do. Here, I'll give this one for free, actually, to the producers of the next Justice League franchise.
I could give me that story, and with Jack, I could make it better.
I got it. So what happens is, you go and you watch Iron Man 1, and then you directly recreate it with Batman. And then you go and watch Captain America 1.
Man of Steel.
And exactly remake it with, probably
Man of Steel.
Yeah. Superman. Don't use Man of Steel. Man of Steel is bad.
I heard Man of Steel was literally... I've heard that Man of Steel is, no joke, the best one out of this DC universe.
I think I just don't like Superman. I think it's just annoying.
I thought you liked Superman.
Actually, no. I don't. Actually, no. I do like Superman as a person.
You're the only person I know who chooses Superman over Batman. Not in a fight, just in preference.
Yeah. No. I just don't think the movie is going to be interesting. Or I don't think any movies of Superman is interesting because he's so OP. And then, so basically just copy every Marvel movie to a T. Like, make it so shameless that people go, what the fuck? This is exactly the same thing. And you're like, sorry, we couldn't do it any better. So we just
To be fair, it's like the same thing. Like,
I would love to see...
No, they copy each other so much. Literally, Darkseid is like Thanos. Darkseid and Thanos are so similar. And, like, he's assembling the mother cubes. It's like the same thing of, like, Thanos getting the Infinity Stones.
That's not even like they didn't even try. No, I would love to see a Cyborg solo movie.
That would actually be ass. Cyborg is actually my least favorite Justice League.
Really? Why?
Because he's so serious. It'd be different if they made it. That's what I was saying. I was like, if he was saying booyah, like he wasn't Teen Titans. If it was Teen Titans Cyborg, amazing. Would be amazing. He was so serious, like, you never came to my football game, Dad. Fuck you. My dad died. And I mean, I didn't actually say that, but like, this is he's literally just mad at his dad the entire time and is dead serious. Honestly, he's the worst character ever because he's so fucking serious.
Fuck the Justice League, just do Teen Titans. Like a Teen Titans.
Because Teen Titans was ruined by that edgy TV show.
It wasn't ruined by it. I'm sure there's some shitty Marvel stuff.
Fuck Batman. Are you kidding me? Fuck Batman is literally one of the cringiest things I've ever seen. You don't remember that?
No.
You don't remember Critical, like, made fun of it? It was just like Robin shows up, beats up a bunch of dudes. Because they're like, where's Batman? And then he beats them all up and he's just like, fuck Batman at the end. You don't remember this at all? I'm showing you this right after we film this.
No, I think they should do an origin story for all the Teen Titans and then make them the new
I'd be interested
Justice
to see how
League.
Beast Boy is.
Yeah, a Beast Boy movie would be so good. I mean, if they did it right.
Raven.
If they never do it right, that's the problem.
Is it Starfire? Starfire. Yeah, okay, yeah. Am I missing that? It's Cyborg, Robin, Starfire, Beast Boy, and Raven. That's it? Isn't that it?
And then plus they have some like people who come and go.
Well, also, yeah, I mean, I think well, first off, Young Justice, undefeated.
Who's Young Justice?
Young Justice is basically Teen Titans, but with more people. Like, it's with it's like Superman's like son or whatever. They've got Red Arrow. They've got Kid Flash. All these. The show, even though it's not like an actual anime, you and Lily need to fucking watch Young Justice. That shit is amazing.
Okay.
Let's see. Just to get off the Snyder Cut because
speaking of anime, we just finished Castlevania.
I need to finish it. I have not watched. I told you I
I can't spoil it, but
I literally was just like, "Oh, y'all are watching Castlevania now? Fuck, I need to catch up." We haven't watched it.
So short.
It won't take me long to finish. You're right. I just haven't watched it.
We didn't even know like we were done, and then we were like 2 episodes away from finishing. The whole thing is like 20 something episodes.
Is Trevor still savage the whole show, or do you hate him by the end?
No, I mean I don't. I feel like he never gets worse, but he never gets like a lot better. He's always just kind of like mellow.
Okay.
But Sypha gets very likable.
Good, because when you first meet her, you fucking hate her.
Yeah.
She was so annoying.
Yeah, she becomes kind of funny and like just like, you know, I don't know. She's likable. And then they introduce some other good characters. The last 2 episodes, so strange. There are so much you would never expect what happens. You will not expect it. I'm telling you. I don't want to.
It's not unusual.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go check it out then. And then we can talk about it.
Yeah. I won't spoil it for you, but it is so fucking like we were just like, what the fuck?
Damn.
We were like, what?
Damn.
I don't know. It's funny.
So I'll let you pick. Well, actually, I'd like to go. Episode might go long. We're at an hour already, but I've got some heaters to talk about. So Do you want to go into the Barstool or do you want to go into the legendary Italian dude?
Barstool, because I just have some kind of,
Okay.
So,
first off, that they were talking about is that there was a Wall Street Journal article where it was talking about stock influencers now, that they have like investing influencers. Kamath, who I've brought up, is Elon is like Kamath, Elon, this chick who actually runs a fund, and Portnoy were the 4 people that they highlighted. Wow. And I mean, we've talked about Elon so much and about how he moves markets. Kamath is similar, but on a lower level. Dave, though. Dave was interesting. So first off, I wrote that he is the he's like one of the most powerful people. Just like, what did I write specifically? Most powerful humans in the world. So being the large portion of PIN that he owns, PIN just got added to the S&P 500. So that gives them like way more clout than with that. But I just think that's interesting that happened. Last thing on the stock influencers, though, that I thought you would really enjoy. Apparently, whenever he started doing Davey the Day Trader live streams, he literally would pull Scrabble tiles out of a bag, and then whatever ticker he would make, he would just buy the stock. And he just bought like 150 grand worth of the assortment of stocks that he pulled out of a Scrabble bag.
That is hilarious. I did not know that. I know he did horrible in the beginning. Like, he was losing like $1 million a day. Yeah. Like, it was insane. But then he had a couple days where he made.
Well, that's the thing is it's like he makes so much back from all the merch and all the live streams that they do from Davey the Day Trader and just like all that.
No, he came back. I think he made like $3 million in one day. This was in the first like 3 weeks of him doing it.
Well, he also bought Penn, and like during the pandemic, Penn stock went down to like $3 a share.
Wow.
And I don't know if you know what it's at now. It's at 115.
Do they like what is it when they
What do you mean?
A reverse split?
No.
Jesus Christ. That is insane.
Yeah, no, he's probably like his net worth has been disclosed since then, like since the Penn bought part of Barstool. But like he's got Penn stock.
Guess.
Well, he's got Penn stock now, and like let alone the amount that he's bought. Like, oh my god, he has to be worth so much fucking money. Like he has to be worth way more than people like lead, and he's like hinted at it, but like
$3 to 115.
Oh, it's gone up to 130.
But
it's just down a little
bit. Crazy. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, the real thing about Barstool though was so I put the fastest and most popular vodka out now. I don't know if you can guess what it is.
I'm gonna try.
Might be a hint because of
wait. Oh my God, Pink Whitney?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Pink Whitney was started by Ryan Whitney and Paul Bissonnette, who, first off, his nickname is Biz Nasty. That's pretty sick.
It's pretty sick.
They have the Spit and Chicklets podcast, which is Barstool's hockey podcast. Okay. And it's the number 1 hockey podcast in the world. So,
what do you think we're number 1 at?
The number 1 of Baton Rouge, poop joke podcast.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say we're probably the top BR funny podcast, but I think BR Sucks beats us.
Yeah, I think there's probably some other BR funny podcasts.
Broke Not Life is, I think, a little bit bigger than us.
Shout out those guys.
Yeah, we're doing some with the Broke Not Life boys soon. But anyway, they first off, Biz Nasty talked about his only other. He talked about like that was like how it started is he tweeted about like or he did an ad read because New Amsterdam was like their fucking partner and like or their sponsor, and he was just like, look, and first off everyone was like he's a muscular like 200-pound giant professional hockey player. Both of these guys played in the NHL like for multiple years. And they were
that's why there's the hockey helmet on it.
Yeah, no, I didn't get why until like I started reading into it, but he was literally like, I love drinking pink lemonade with my new Amsterdam vodka or whatever, and everyone like made fun of him, but then they found out a lot of people did that, so they're like, oh, let's make this. He said his other go-to drink, which I'd like to try, is called the Triple B, and it's called the Boys Being Boys, I think is the name of the drink, and it's just vodka, ginger ale, and orange juice. So I don't know if that sounds good or not.
Sounds like a screwdriver with ginger ale.
Yeah.
Which sounds fine.
The name is why I like it though, is the Triple Bs. But so they partnered with New Amsterdam, and they started out with 1 million bottles in their rollout, which normally they said they expect that to be a season or 2. Don't know what a season is. Well, they sold through that in 6 weeks.
Cool.
And they have since sold 15 million bottles. And it's the number one flavored vodka in America.
That's insane. I mean, really not surprised. You see it everywhere, and it's I don't know, like it's the perfect college drink. You know, it's like.
Well, that was the thing that impressed them is it's from a hockey podcast, but it's so big down here that they didn't expect that because they're like hockey is not big in the Gulf South. Like I think there's Florida has one, maybe two teams.
Yeah.
And then the Dallas Stars, and then that's it for the Gulf South. There are no other teams. One thing else that was interesting though that I found when researching this with Barstool, is they are the 5th largest podcast publisher in America.
Who's 1 through 4?
iHeartMedia.
Oh, okay.
NPR.
Okay, yep, that makes
The
sense.
New York Times.
Okay, I don't know.
And then Wondery. I've never heard of Wondery. And then Barstool. They're first off, they're bigger than ESPN, I think, in that medium, which I think is hilarious.
It's funny. I mean, how many podcasts does ESPN have? I feel like they just have radio shows and shit like that. I don't know if it counts.
I think that kind of counts now.
Okay.
But so Barstool has 30 plus podcasts under their brand.
Oh my God.
They have 7.4 million unique monthly listeners across all podcasts. They have the number one sports podcast in America.
What's that?
Pardon my take.
Okay.
And then they've got the number one female-led podcast. And then they have the number one hockey podcast.
Is that
Call Her Daddy?
Yeah.
I think that's literally one of the only podcasts they have that isn't sports related. But yeah, no, that was that. These are just other interesting facts about Barstool that I thought were super interesting.
That is super interesting facts about Barstool that are super interesting. You want to wrap this?
Can I close it out with how sick this dude is?
Of course.
So Gianni Agnelli, this man is a legend. Be ready. That's what most of this is about. So this dude is nicknamed the King of Italy, and he is known as the most important figure in the Italian economy and the most famous Italian for the second half of the 20th century.
I've never heard of him. Not that famous.
So his grandfather started Fiat, and that is the base around what has led him to just live like a legend. So first off, they need to make a fucking movie about this dude because he was a savage. But so he fought in World War II and he was wounded twice. One of them was because he got in a fight with a German officer over a girl and the dude shot him. So hard.
Yeah.
So when he took over Fiat, he basically made it what it is today. He's what started them becoming the most affordable car, making it super popular, expanded it into Asia and South America. And then when they were in trouble, he literally sold part of their company to Muammar Gaddafi, and had to buy it back later because but he was involved with that. So that was interesting. As the head of Fiat, he controlled 4.4% of Italy's GDP.
Jesus.
3.1% of Italy's industrial workforce and 16.5% of Italy's industrial investment in research. And then he was the richest man in modern Italy.
Wow.
They made him senator for life. He went to law school but never took their version of the bar exam. They didn't care. He's still a lawyer. He could practice as a lawyer. He was known for his fashion sense. He wore 6 suits. His most interesting, iconic fashion thing was he wore his watch over his dress shirt cuff.
I remember that was a thing, because it was historically that was a way to basically just show off your watch at any time. But once you were super wealthy and people knew that, it was just because you don't feel like having to lift up your shirt.
So he started that, or he popularized it. So he married into Italian royalty, and he had a bunch of mistresses, one of them being Jackie Kennedy.
Wow.
Let's see. He was friends with Henry Kissinger and David Rockefeller.
I don't know who Kissinger is.
He was literally Richard Nixon's right-hand man. He also, because of that, owned part of the Rockefeller Center. He owned Juventus. Ferrari, or they also own Ferrari's racing division, and literally there's stories of him just they didn't make a convertible version of this car, and he literally went to the factory and was make me one. So they did. They literally would just make him custom Ferraris.
Is Ferrari owned by Fiat?
Ferrari is not anymore, or at least I don't think they are. I'm They're also a public company now, but yeah, no, this dude was a fucking legend. That was it. I read about this dude. I had to share about him because
yeah, that's just owning a calculable percent of your country's GDP. Kind of a baller move.
yeah.
Just to do that, you know.
Well, I mean, it's probably the same like flex as like I think Walmart. The amount of employees that they like, the amount of U.S. citizens that they employ is probably like a noticeable amount.
Yeah, there's more people here, but yeah, still.
Well, yeah, but still.
Yeah, I own.
I don't know if you have any other thoughts on anything I just shared, but I thought that dude was interesting as fuck, and that they should definitely make a movie after him.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of those people that'll just end up having a movie. I mean, they made a Ferrari movie.
That was different. That was Ford versus Ferrari.
Right,
that
true.
was like literally like when Ford. I think that was like that was more of the story of like the dude who like whatever Shelby I think who made like the Shelby Mustang, and I think that's what that's about.
I have no idea.
I would love to see it. The movie is fucking stacked cast wise, and it looks good. I just haven't seen it.
Tell me about it, because
I will.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm impressed. Oh, I guess you watch animes and shows, but you just don't watch movies. But
Yeah.
anyway, just as a reminder, we don't have any fan questions this time, but feel free to submit fan questions and we will answer them. We are absolutely starving for content, not really, but we're just curious on the questions you can ask us. I didn't bring Answer the Internet. Fuck.
Oh fuck.
It's okay. It's
These pages are actually completely blank, so we don't actually have any content.
why am I lying? This book is empty. Why am I lying to you? But yeah, make sure you go subscribe, like everything. Submit us questions. Definitely do that. I love doing that. Even though our friend Chase is the one who gave all of our
Thanks,
ones last
Chase.
time. Thanks, Chase. Yeah, I'd like to do
My
more.
friend, just
but,
my cousin Nicole. You know.
yes.
Yeah. Submit us questions however you want. Instagram.
I'd say DM them to us, whether
DM
it's on
would be
Instagram or
good.
Twitter. That's probably the best.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Bye bye. Peace.
Yeah, it's the live from the 225. It's the, yeah, it's going down in the.